Well, we're off for a evening of work. We'll put the hour in, or it might take a little longer this evening, or whatever. But we're definitely going to get this underway. So, some of the things you're going to need to do this job. Z-epoxy. I don't have much Z-epoxy left. I believe I got enough left to do the job, though. We'll use half of this for this and then half for the inside. I have another one over there, but I don't have part B. I don't know where the hell it went. Must be on the floor somewhere. Okay, I use half-ounce fiberglass. You know, the price of this was $18.33 a yard. That's ridiculous. So you're going to need a good pair of scissors, some X-Acto blades, little room, paper towel. It's a real simple process, what we're doing here. Now, another thing I'd like to tell you is when you're doing a round object like this, put it on the bias. Don't put it straight across. You're going to waste some material. But if you put it on the bias, it'll go around the corner easy. And yeah, it wastes some material, but you know, what are you going to do? You got so much time and money in this airplane. What's a little fiberglass? Shoot, just don't want to cut it all. Might have to use a razor blade. And my back is to the screen. That's also back it to the mic, so audio may not be the best or whatever. I mean, I can only do what I can do. I have no help. You want to cut a piece bigger than the object that you're trying to glass. Like I say, put it on the bias. That way it'll go around the corner easy. Put it on straight and you're bound to have wrinkles. We don't want no wrinkles in this. We can get a piece quite big enough, it looks like. That'll work. Not really. Damn. Cut it again. I gotta get a sharper razor blade. We'll use this elsewhere. Okay. I find it hard to believe these blades don't stay sharp. I mean, these are supposed to be, well, I guess so. They're supposed to cut skin. They're not supposed to cut fiberglass and balsa wood and metal and stuff. And they will cut skin pretty good. Let's try again. Let's see, I need this part right here so I can see what people are saying. Sound and picture, great, Sparky, good. Annie, I just got here. What weight cloth is that? That's half-ounce cloth. See-through. You can see right through it, see? We're not building a boat, I guess. Hopefully I can get it on. I need it wide enough and long enough. So that's plenty wide. Try to get it cut off here. And I'll just put it on the bias and waste the rest. That's better. Like cutting a woman's stocking. When I was a kid, I used to get my mother's scarves, silk scarves, and cover airplanes with silk scarves. They were paisley and all kind of different patterns. You just use clear dope on them. Kind of cool. Okay, let's see what this is. I'm using Z-epoxy finishing resin. Zap Z-epoxy finishing resin is what you want to use. This stuff gets hard. Epoxy's gummy. All right, we got our piece of glass now. We'll cut another piece of, matter of fact, I gotta cut a piece of glass for the nose while I'm doing this. Yeah, because it's gonna get messy right here. And I'm only gonna glass back to the leading edge, right here. So, see if we can get enough material out of this. Cut it right here. Hope I don't screw this up. I'm not a I'm not a cheap guy. If I happen to waste a little material, oh well. Here's that first piece we cut. Let's see, is this long enough? No. No. Kinda. Not long enough. So we'll put that back in the box for another project. Now what happened to the damn knife? It just disappeared. See, this is what I don't understand about this apartment. It's like 100 square feet, and yet I can set something down and poof, it'll disappear. Okay. So we want to cut across here. That's plenty. Okay. If that's big enough, we'll put it all back in the bag. $18 a yard. That is unbelievable. Might as well be silk. High dollar Persian silk or something. Okay, take this piece, wrap it around here, because we'll use it all eventually. Back in the bag for safekeeping. Okay, we're going to set this down on here and get a test fit. Make sure that we got enough. Yep. I'll put it on like that. You notice it's on a bias. It's not, where did I buy what? I think I'll only go to here. Z-Epoxy, I got it from the hobby shop. Fiberglass, oh, I got it from the hobby shop. You can get it from Aircraft Spruce or Aerospace Composites or a number of different places. Okay, enough of that. Let's go on to mixing and getting this ready to go. So, back to this camera here. All right, I use these plastic containers as I've explained. These are 3M electrical tape containers. They work real well because if you let the epoxy dry, you just snap it like that and it'll all pop out of there. So we're going to mix up 50-50. Hopefully we got enough to do this job. Got a little bit of that. I'm pretty close. It's not a science project, just approximate. That looks pretty good. I get these from Harbor Freight, about the cheapest. We went to that woodcrafter shop. They were like $2 a piece. You get these Harbor Freight for like 2 cents a piece. Of course, the hair does come out of them, but we got a remedy for that too. First thing you do is tighten up the quill. Add a little bit of CA to the heel to hold the hairs in. Now we got a brush that maybe won't lose any hairs. I don't know. We'll mix all this crap all up. This probably is not enough to do the complete job, but I don't have a whole lot of this Z-epoxy left, so I got to make it stretch. Yeah, it says odorless, but it has a really, I like the smell. It has a funny smell to it. I'm going to need to get another container of it. I guess I ought to do that before price. I got 3 containers back in St. Louis, but I ain't there. I'm here. Because when they said Z-epoxy's going out of business, I said, "Oh no!" I bought up all the Z-epoxy, but okay. First thing I do is give it a coat. Now we're putting quite a bit of this glue on here, and it adds a lot of weight, but we're going to take it all off. We're going to card it all off. Yeah, and it leaves the weaves, so that's why you got to use primer. Or you can put a second coat on it, but I don't recommend you do that. I'm going to get the wastegate hole filled in. All I see is work here. I mean, there is going to be a lot of work to get this cowl done right. Make sure you have this thing shaped and sanded smooth with 320 because there's no more shaping after you do this. I mean, you'll be going through the glass. You're shaping. I can't see any of the chat, not until I get this done. The television's to my back, so please hold on. If you make a super chat, I'll announce it. If you make a comment, I'll announce it. But I got to pay attention to what I'm doing here. Now you don't worry about how much you got on this thing at this point, because we have to have enough to fill the cloth. So I'm putting this on to stick the cloth down and pull all the wrinkles out. I'll paint another coat on over the top of it, and then I'll card it all off. And don't cut the edges. You're going to sand the edges after it dries. Just basically like silk span. Okay, we got one coat of Z-epoxy over the whole thing, and it's quite a bit of Z-epoxy on there. Now, the fun part. Try to get this down without any bubbles. No good. Pull all the wrinkles out of it. Now we'll just cut these right here. This adds an extreme amount of strength to your cow. Of course, it adds weight too, so. Doing this is just patience. It's doesn't take any skill at per se. Those will get blended in with superfill, so we're not worried about it. Yeah, pretty close. Maybe I get this down a little better. Don't get excited. It'll all work out. Sandpaper is your friend. Okay, other side. Holy crap, get on there. I have to change the blade again. If you don't get all the bubbles out, it's nothing to worry about because it'll all sand out. But it makes it a lot easier if you can get them all out, get all the wrinkles out. It'll sand a lot faster. Now this will be primed. Be the only thing that's primed on this airplane. That and the nose, because dope doesn't stick to fiberglass very well without a primer. Okay, looks like we're getting a little dry here, so let's add a little more goo. If you want it to look really slick, just sand it and come back and recoat it. It'll be glossy, and then but I only use one coat of resin. I didn't see the AMA guy telling you the trick that I just showed you about putting the glass on the bias. Of course, what do you expect? What do you expect? Let's leave that on there like so. It'll be fine. Well, that's the tutorial in glassing. It's not any harder than that. Remember, if it's hard, you ain't doing it right. And we'll just let that sit and dry. And when it's dry, I'll come back with 180 around the hard edge and it'll just cut right off, and that'll be it. And then sand it out, shoot some primer on it. I mean, the finish on this is a whole lot easier than finishing the rest of the airplane because you got something hard to work with. Let's see what we got here. Would carbon tissue be lighter? Carbon tissue is not lighter, and it's not stronger, and it takes more material to fill it. I got it. Go back and look at our videos of our testing. Carbon fiber is crap. Everybody wants to use carbon. It's no good. It may give you the things. Oh, I got carbon fiber. Well, whatever. You know what? I think I'm just going to do to that line there. I was going to go back, but I don't have enough epoxy, so we'll just go to the line. I've got a sheet on the floor. Keep from dripping it on the floor. We got 37 minutes in. I'll harden that line up right there. This is the simulated cowl line right here. Come on, we're losing hair. Like this stuff is starting to set up already. It is pretty warm in here. Hopefully I can get through this. I hope there's enough epoxy here. Maybe not. Try to stretch it. No, we got enough. Good. We got enough. Yay. These processes that I'm doing, the rough sanding and the fiberglass, it's all ham-fisted. There's nothing delicate about it. You don't have to worry about, am I getting it on perfect or whatever. It doesn't matter because you're going to sand it. You just got to slop it on. Make sure it's all, the wood is pretty saturated. Okay. I better cut that, or else I'll have a problem. Yeah, shit. Okay, we got it. Hopefully I can get it on that line with one. piece of material was cut on the bias. I can't explain to you how important that is, going especially around a round cowl like this. Okay. And the hardest part for me is that I can't touch this until tomorrow. So doing it this way, there's only enough resin to fill the glass on here. There's no extra. You know, I can't say that I'm a professional fiberglasser or whatever. I've had good results doing it this way. Been doing it this way for 30 years. Down and dirty job in 1 hour. You know, you could get more off of this if you wanted. I wouldn't, good evening, Marcel. I would not suggest wiping this with a towel because it'll wrinkle it up. You know, when I do wing skins, I use the same stuff and I do the same technique, but I wipe it with a towel and get it all up. But we're not moving any glass cloth. If I wasn't so close to the cure time here, I mean, because it's starting to set up, I'd show you what I'm talking about. I'd screw it up just to show you. So I'm just carting off any of the excess epoxy, just like I did on the cowl. you get it on here and you just wipe it off. This is one of those steps, like when you put the first bit of color on the airplane, you go, ah, man, that looks like hell. Well, that's the same with this process here. But as you massage it, it'll be fine. Well, that's it. That's basically all there is to it. We didn't have it's no big deal. You know, I got kind of a dent right there, a little dip. I think I'm going to add a little brushed in Z-epoxy to fill that low. It's got to be lighter than anything else. As far as the holes go, let it dry, come back with a knife, scrape it out, done. This is I love this stuff. This is the greatest thing that Z-epoxy. It used to be made by Pettit. I wonder, let's see, who makes this? Pacer technology. Frank Tiano, but he's passed away. I think I got it. Any questions? You could theoretically scrape all the resin off if you wanted to play with it long enough. But we'll leave a little on there to sand. Let's see, we got any alcohol? Yeah, I probably won't take it off. But we'll give her a whirl. I need some Coleman fuel is what I need. Denatured alcohol instead of isopropyl. But this is 91 proof, so I think, no, this is only 70. And it did take it off, so that's good. Yeah. It's a good thing I put the sheet down because I see a spot and it fell on the floor. Not that this is the best stuff in the world, but it ain't mine. I don't want to tear it up. All right, we got any questions on the process? We ended up doing this in 51 minutes. Let's see here. It looks like $1 million. Yeah. Would you fiberglass a 35 size plane? Probably not. Not enough. Not enough pounding going on in the front of a 35 size plane. Just tissue, you know. You could add double tissue on the front if you were so inclined. Um, this motor is held in with 16th inch balsa wood. So I want to, and I'm not kidding, the motor is held in with 16th inch balsa wood. Of course, the maple is on there. But if you remember, if you look back at the build, it's all engineered, you know, structural wise. And the reason why I did this is this airplane is so big. You have, when you put your hands around it, I don't want somebody to poke down through that 16th inch wood. I have a hard time with help. You know, when John and I fly together, he knows how to handle the airplane. I wear rings, but I don't leave marks on airplanes. I also wear a watch sometimes, but if I'm going to wear a watch, I'm not going to put my arm over something. I'll take the watch off, put it in a toolbox, and if somebody's so inclined, I'll take the rings off. But I never ding up my airplanes with my rings because I use my fingertips, I don't ham fist them. So I have a hard time with people helping me, just like Jerry. He put his finger right through my leading edge, his thumb. The wind caught it and he gripped down on it and pop. You know, these planes that I build don't have a lot of pine in them. You know, so some guys use pine, 1/8 inch pine, but mine are all lightest wood that you can get. So there's not a whole lot of meat there. So this nose piece basically is a precautionary handling thing. The cowl, I always fiberglass all the cowls that I do because they take so much abuse being on and off, and a lot of heat cycles. There's a lot of heat on that cowl, so I glass them. I got enough Z-epoxy that I can finish fuel proofing the inside of this and the inside of the cowl, and that's the end of my Z-epoxy. So I'll need to get some more. Like I say, I got two or three packages in St. Louis, and if you know John's got a little bit I can borrow, I can go over to the hobby shop and get some more, or whatever. I wanted to get this done tonight though, and like I say, I still have. I only used a 1/4 inch out of this mess, so yeah, I got enough to do the job. I could probably even do a second coat after. If you want it to look really slick, you wait for this to dry, you knock off all the edges. Then you scuff sand it with 320, then you apply another coat, brush coat, use a heat gun and brush it on, and it'll all flow out and it'll all look like glass. But the problem with doing that is the paint won't stick. So what I found best to do in this situation is just like I showed you, knock off all the edges, sand it with 320, hit it with DC 540 primer. And I do have a few cans left of the good stuff. Now that other stuff, the crest, that stuff works, but it's not as good as DC 540, and it's 10 times the price. Of course, I don't know if everything is going to be going up here shortly. It'll be $200 for a can of paint pretty soon, when gas is $5 a gallon. Thanks a lot, guys. I remember gas at 17 cents a gallon. I could ride my mini bike all weekend long for a nickel. Then it went up to 23 cents. Ridiculous. And in the 70s, long about 73, 74, was even and odd days to fill your tank. It was 50 cents a gallon. That's like $5 a gallon. That was killer. The best we had it, I think, in my life was about 1990 something, where it was $1.60 a gallon, $1.70 a gallon, and I was making good money. But we're stuck. What are you gonna do? All right, we've been on for 57 minutes. I'll hang out here for 3 minutes more. Take any questions you got, and we'll be back tomorrow night, cleaning up knocking off the hair, and I'll show you how easy it goes. It's real simple, real simple. If it's hard, you ain't doing it right. Two minutes, 24 watchers. Like, subscribe, and share. I noticed that my likes are going up. I don't know about the shares. I have no way to check that because I'm not on Twitter. I'm definitely not on Facebook. And that's it. So thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night. Keep building. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.